Today on Eagle Nation News, we discuss Cash for Cancer and how it unites the community for a good cause. What is going to set this year's Cash for Cancer apart from others in the past?
Over the years, feminism has made its rise as one of the most controversial topics in the United States. I took a closer look at its prevalence for not only the U.S., but other countries as well.
And finally, Casey Boston will be in studio with Shelly Bramhall, the assistant choreographer for the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. What does being a full-time assistant cheer choreographer entail?
All this and more on Eagle Nation News.
Live from Prosper, Texas, this is Eagle Nation News.
Good afternoon, Prosper High School. Today is Tuesday, September 26th. I'm Sola Cantai.
I'm Christina Folsom.
And I'm Cameron Silva.
Over the past few days, we've seen quite a bit of back and forth between all aspects of the government in regards to repealing and replacing the Affordable Care Act. Not much has changed, but we have had a couple of key leaders speak out. Cameron?
The Republican Party's latest attempt to repeal parts of the Affordable Care Act is expected to fail. This isn't the first time the party has attempted to do so, and isn't the first time the repeal hasn't received enough votes. Multiple conservative state senators gave firm no's against the act, including Arizona Senator John McCain, who believes that the bill should be a bipartisan decision.
On Saturday, October 7th, Prosper will be hosting its annual Pumpkin Fest at Frontier Park from 5 to 11:30 p.m. There will be live music, inflatables for the kids, costume contests, food trucks, shopping, outdoor movies, and a chili cookout contest.
Every year, Prosper High School holds the Cash for Cancer fundraiser. Each year, students and community members unite to raise money for cancer research. Last year, we did break the school record, raising over $18,000, and this year, the goal of $20,000 doesn't look too far out of reach.
And donations will begin tomorrow during lunches in the cafeteria, and each grade will have their own bucket to donate in.
And the Pink Out Pep Rally does mark the end of the donation period.
After this commercial break, we dive into the present topic of feminism all around the world.
The weather in Prosper is going to start cooling down with the temperatures Wednesday reaching a high 85 and a low 65. For your fast forecast, I'm Max Hamilton.
Feminism is nothing new, but in a developing society, many argue over its necessity and effectiveness. Christina Folsom explored both sides of the argument and reports on how feminism affects the entire world, not just America.
Although feminism isn't as prevalent today as it has been in the past, it is still an urgent topic that some people advocate, for it seeks to lessen the division between sexes and fights for a more equal world. Even though feminism is a more urgent topic in other countries where women do not have the same rights as men by law, equality is still a topic that needs attention in terms of the social aspects of developed countries.
So it's very important for us to fight for feminism here because it sets an example for less privileged countries, especially where girls don't have the right to get an education. And that's crazy because we're all people and we all deserve the right to an education. And if we're not fighting for ourselves, then they're not going to fight for themselves.
The United States has come a long way in its fight for equality, yet many groups, including women, are treated differently from a young age.
Feminism has grown from being the suffrage movement to now, I think it's more of a social issue. I think it's about breaking down the stereotypes that are set against both genders. Like as we're growing up, like girls are taught that girls are weak and not as good as boys. Like for example, the insult, like a girl. The fact that we use that to insult other people for being weak just diminishes the amount of confidence a little girl has in herself. And that's gonna like basically set her up for failure in life and her own confidence in presenting herself to the world.
This movement in the United States primarily focuses on minor changes to improve equality, so some do not see this as necessary and even confuse feminism with female superiority.
So feminism originally started out as the belief that women are equal to men, and then it's evolved into something different because I don't think it's necessary in a free, progressive Western society.
Although human equality has been a topic that has been long discussed, feminism has become an increasingly controversial movement. This debate has been primarily caused by confusion surrounding the issue.
Women want to be as important as men as far as in the workforce and every aspect of life.
Although feminism has been recently interpreted in a bad light due to it being confused with the desire for females becoming superior to males, or people believing that it is unnecessary, feminism is prevalent in today's world, and there is no doubt that the fight for equality will continue. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Christina Folsom.
Thank you, Christina. After this commercial break, Casey Boston will be in studio with Dallas Cowboys assistant cheer choreographer Shelly Bramwell.
If you like to write or create art and would like to be published, stop by the library to find out more about the Anthology Project. Deadline for submissions is Friday, September 29th. It's time to order Homecoming Mums and Garters, sponsored by the Prosper tennis teams. You can custom order any mum or garter through the Mum Shop in Plano. There will be samples at all lunches starting September 21st. To audition for the Prosper High School Talent Show, sign up on September 28th during Eagle Time. Auditions are during the school day on October 4th.
Being a cheer choreographer is one thing, but being the assistant cheer choreographer for a national football team is another. Casey Boston is here in studio with the Dallas Cowboys assistant cheer choreographer, Shelly Bramhall, to discuss how much work and what kind of work goes into her profession.
Thanks, Cameron. So I'm here with my aunt, Shelly Bramhall, and she's an assistant choreographer for the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. So could you tell me a little bit about how you got into the dance industry?
I started dancing when I was 2.5 years old. I've studied every genre all through college, and from there I just rolled into auditioning for the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, that's so cool. So what's one of your favorite experiences from being a dancer?
I would have to say touring the world with the cheerleaders and performing USO shows. On a USO show, I actually met my husband, and he was a Marine and a pilot. We got married, now we live here. And then going further, actually being on the sidelines with the cheerleaders as a part of staff and traveling with them as well.
All right, well, thank you for being on the show today. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Casey. A growing town means many things, but for Prosper, it means new businesses setting up shop. Here to give us a sneak peek at another new coffee shop is Cameron Silva.
What's up, guys? So today we are going to be talking about a new coffee shop coming to Prosper within the next year. It has many successful shops around the world, so some of you actually may have heard it before. It's called Gloria Jean's Coffee Shop. Gloria Jean's Coffee is actually headquartered in Australia and has businesses in over 39 different countries. According to the Prosper Press, the global brand has been looking for a place to put a new location in the Metroplex and chose the growing town of Prosper as its new location. Lena Sullivan, the franchise owner of Gloria's, said that Gloria Jean's is uniquely superior from other coffee shops in that it has a unique taste. One of the reasons for this could be that rather than flavoring the coffee after it's made, they flavor the coffee beans. For you coffee lovers, this could be the perfect option, seeing as it's close and apparently very tasty. Make sure you're following us at Eagle Nation News on Twitter for more updates.
Thank you, Cameron. Now, Christina, let's get a sports update.
Prosper Tennis plays tonight at home versus the Colony at 4 o'clock.
Prosper Volleyball plays McKinney North at home at 6:30.
Now let's take a look at the meeting schedule for today. FCA meets during Eagle Time in room 2223. Vocal Region Audition Work Team meets during Eagle Time in the choir room.
Now take a look at the rest of the meeting schedule for the week.
One last thing before we go, the talent show auditions have been moved to tomorrow during Eagle Time in the small gym. At least one member from each act must be present for sign-up. That's going to do it for our show today. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Cameron Silva.
I'm Christina Folsom.
And I'm Sola Cantai. Live long and prosper.